Kind of brings me to the subject of managing products. You do feature as a speaker in the product management world, and I've interviewed a lot of people from the product management world. What I'm struggling with is, what is product management? Some people write books and this is what it is, and then there's other people, they disagree, and it must be difficult for UserVoice because you're in that space. And just wondering, how did you get your head around this? Because, for example, as an approach in the Agile world, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, they have a Scrum guide, for example, so everybody knows what that is, and so they can refer to. Is there something similar in the product management world? How do you know what product management is?
There isn't. And that, I think, is one of the biggest challenges in someone trying to become a product manager. The assumptions of what your job is are different from company to company. The way that people execute against product management is not agreed upon. It's highly varied. There are very few tenets that are agreed upon in product management. And it sucks when it comes down to it. Coming from an engineering world where everyone knows waterfall or Scrum or Kanban or something like that, even in sales or customer success, there are playbooks that people follow that are understood and agreed upon. But in product management, it still feels a little bit like the Wild West. I don't want to complain about it because I get this front row seat to a really interesting evolution of a discipline that people have. And we are privileged enough to get to work with hundreds of different product companies and see a variety of different ways that people do it, sometimes really well, sometimes really unsuccessfully. And one thing that I think is common among product managers is they're all creative types. And surprisingly, I think a lot of them feel no shame about sharing their failures with people. And we're the same way. I think that when we do something that doesn't work well, I'll shout it from the rooftops because I don't want other people to fall into the same trap that we have. And that's one of the really nice things about product management. Yes, I do wish that we could all agree on a good way to do it. But on the flip side, you see some of the putting your head in the sand reactions that some other disciplines get into when they just blindly follow Scrum or Kanban or whatever it might be. And they don't think critically about what's working and what isn't working for them.